Okay, in this final video for the chunky blanket, I am going to show you how you finish off the blanket. So I've got my blanket here. It's 30 inches wide. And what I've done is I've left it to my yarn. I'm ready to finish. And I've left it till I have 9 lengths of my yarn left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay? And that should finish me off to the end of my skin. So I've come this way and I've gone in the last stitch, the last loop. So typically I would skip this first one and go here. So I have 2 rows left, 1 across and then my finishing row, my cast off basically. So with the last row, we don't skip this last one. And with all my loops, so I put it in the last one instead of skipping. I have 22 here. I want these slightly bigger than that I've done before, just slightly. So I just go across and I'm doing it slightly bigger than before. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, move it across in front of me, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, I got 22, so it's 21, and I do to my last one. So I've done all 22 here. So I'll move that over to my left as I'm working. So it depends on which way your last row is and how we cast off here, but we're going to be coming this way. So I do like normal, and I do it again larger through the first stitch. I don't skip it. And I do the second one, pull through. So this is all just like I have before. So now I take the second one and I push it through the first one and loop over. And I'm creating this ridge across, as you can see. So I just go through my yarn again like normal, pull it through. Again, it's slightly larger because it has to come back through this loop here and pull across. So that's why it's larger, because it has the distance of going back in through the loop. So you can see it goes in through this loop and pull it down and that across. And you can see I'm creating this ridge, and it's nice and not tight, but just a nice finish. So the key is here, have your loops bigger and make sure this turn is always the same way. I'm not twisting my yarn this way, always the same. So I go like this, think of it coming across, down, in this loop, and pull across. And that's it. I go across my end all the way across. So turn, pull across, pull up, into the loop, and across. Trying to show you one more time. This is normal. This is just bigger than normal. Tip it into the loop here and pull across. Tip it and pull. And this is my casting off, finishing my edge of the blanket. This is all right side. And with the 9, I should have enough. No problem. Wait, count it's right. Use up all my skin most as possible. I make it to the end. I don't kind of waste and have a little bit at the end. I just do it to the end of the skin. So depending how many I'm doing or how wide, it's just, I don't have any waste on this yarn. And I just kind of pull, because you want it loose, you don't want it, you want it to sit nice. And you see it's much bigger than my normal loop. Oh, it's too big there. I got 4 left to do here. Three more. Across. 2 more. See, and I have enough, no problem. I couldn't have done another row. I wouldn't have had enough, obviously. So the times 9, the width is the magic number. How to finish off. So just double check before I call it bind off, as you can see. And I just kind of rake, as I call it, just to get my lines. I'm doing this as I go. You can see the blanket there. So it measures about 43. Close to 43, and I'm 30. Oh, I don't want to catch that. And I'm 30 across. And that was with 3 skins. And then all I do here is I pull that through. And that's your bind off, just fasten off just like you would in anything else. And then I'll take my scissors and cut about 6 inches there. And I tie a knot at the end again to help prevent fraying. Just gonna snip there. Now I just weave it into my back side around. I have to do this with the opening tail and the end tail here. And what you're left with, I don't want it coming through to the front, so I just that tail at the back. So, now, for me, what I do now is I take that end, let me just get my needle here. Take my thread. And I'm just going to sew this like I did the join. And I sew it to the end so it stays intact, doesn't come off, and hides this tail. So I'll just take this here and sew it to this piece here like that. And that's it. And you got to go back and do your, as I miss catching that. This is a mattress needle. And just go in. I consider this the front, so I am attaching this at the back. Gotta do it till I have it tight. I think I've got it now. that's tight. And I just want to sew that to the back of the side. Oops, my thread came off. So I just have to rethread it. It's a little finicky. For me, it's about seeing. Thread my needle here. I like this nice and secure though, because you know, if you're using it as a lap blanket, it is going to get used, washed. You can always poke that end back in if it's for yourself, no big deal, but it is secure. And it really, you can't see this thread. You pull it nice and tight and it blends into that Chenille yarn very nicely. And I'm just gonna tie a loop, put it through at the end so it's a knot. There we go. Nice and snug, and snip it off. And there you have it. You can't tell. It's nice and finished inside. And it's on the back side. And you're going to go ahead and do the same with this beginning one. And there's your blanket. We're just going to tuck this in behind, and then I'm going to sew it again to here. And you're done. Your blanket is done. This yarn is washable. I throw it in on gentle, all by itself, and I would hang it to dry or lay it flat, but I would hang it over a line or hang it that it could just air dry, and it dries really quickly if it's wrung out in your wash machine. Okay, good luck in making yours.